talk about why it's critical at the moment to double down on your sales and business activities. Now, I'm not saying to ignore the current situations of what's happening. In every kind of sales activity that you do, it's important to acknowledge what's happening. So the worst sales messages that you can do is just pretend that nothing's happening and it's business as usual, and it's quite insulting, whether they're doing well or whether they're not doing well. And this week, from Monday to now, Sunday, it's been one of the busiest weeks for me, not because I'm closing or selling or I have contracts, because I'm events, and a lot of my clients, unfortunately, are not in Sydney. My clients are doing well because the industry they're in are doing well, but I can't get to them, and a lot of them, they're very into the face-to-face training, and it's very hard, to be honest with you, to kind of they jump on webinars and things like that, but it is hard. I have to wait a little bit to see how they're going to be in the future in regards to online training. Now, it doesn't matter for me because I was planning to take a few months off to record some online training, but I've been so busy because I've been reaching out to a lot of people. I didn't only reach out to my clients who are the decision makers in the companies. I've reached out through email to at least 500 of the users who are the staff. The users are the staff. Whether you're selling software or you're selling training, you've got users, and many times they're ignored because we only speak to the decision makers. So I'm reaching out to see how they're going, how they're doing, with how they're coping, how things have changed in their industry, some of their wins, some of their challenges. And I wasn't able to reach out to every single one because I think there's about 1,000 or a few thousand users that I have, but that was the maximum I could reach out to during the time. I got on the phone with a lot of my customers. I wrote 2 articles, and I actually don't write 2 articles a week. I probably write an article a month and 2 articles a month, sometimes no article for 6 months. I started creating a new webinar for those customers that are having challenges, and it's a free webinar trying to help them. So I'm not saying all this to say I'm bragging, but this is a time to help people to nurture, because your pipeline in 6 months depends on all the activities that you're doing now. Now, I don't recommend doing the hard sell unless you're in an industry that is booming or you're pivoting to an industry that's booming. However, there's 3 types of selling that you should be doing. Number 1, it's the current customers who are suffering at the moment. We need to be reaching out to them. We don't forget them now because we can't monetize and they're not profitable, because you don't know, in 6 months' time they're going to remember who was there for them. So how can you help them? Can you maybe spend an hour just going through some of the subsidies that the government's giving, or giving them easy access through information? Or maybe you can connect them, if they've lost their job, maybe you can connect them with some people that are hiring, or help them, whatever. Look at their resume, whatever you can help them with, or just at least listen to them. The second type of customer, they're in a place of uncertainty. They still have their job. Maybe the industry they're in is doing well or it's not, but they're not in a position to buy. So do not push them because they're in a place of uncertainty. Their biggest problem right now is, am I going to have a job in 6 months' time, or am I having to let go of some people in 6 months' time, or they don't? So this is where we can also help them reach out, know that we're there, let them know that we're there for them, but we're not going to try and close them and push them into anything unless we really believe that what we have is going to save them and help them. And the third type of customer is those that are really doing well. They're booming, the industry is booming, or maybe they've pivoted their business. So, for example, there was a lady that I saw on the news. She had a flower shop and now creating fruit boxes. Now, this is the biggest pain that we have as consumers right now, that Coles and Woolies are closed. So her doing that is a godsend. You know, I spent hours trying to find someone like her in Sydney. So there's a lot of restaurants right now doing that, but there are some restaurants that they're still shut down and they're not adapting. They are still doing the old way, or they're not going to invest in technology or e-commerce or trying to make that happen. And they're the ones that are quite sinking, because I think it's like there's some that are swimming like her and there are some that are sinking. So we have to think about, when we're serving those, like, maybe we can change our offering, or maybe we can target businesses that are booming. Now is the time also to do a lot of research and a lot of intelligence and data gathering. So we get on the phone, not to close people necessarily, and I've never been into closing people straight away, anyone on the phone, but It's about gathering information, gathering data, gathering intelligence. So then when we want to pivot our offering or we want to go out and sell, we understand the labor market and how it's changing. We understand we understand the economy and where our products or services fit in the economy. Now, to be honest with you, marketing, sales, services are going to take a big hit because, or anything learning and development, unfortunately, because I remember in every restructuring company, the first thing they actually got rid of were the kind of nice to have learning and development, or that department, they made them redundant first. So we have to think about what can we do if you're an educator or you're services businesses, that you come from a position of understanding the pain, but also making it easy for them and getting them to realize this is a necessity. Whatever you have is a necessity. And if you're not selling a necessity and you're selling a luxury, I guess there are people now that can afford luxuries, and there's a lot of rich people out in the world that are happy. Yeah, there are people that and you can go into a small niche market, but there's a lot more now necessities, and there's a lot of pain in the world. So for example, the biggest pain companies have at the moment, the ones that are not losing their jobs, the ones that are thriving or they've sent their staff home, is there's not enough laptops. They don't understand how to work as a team. Some of them don't know how to use Zoom. A lot of them don't have the technology. A lot of them don't have the kind of security, cyber security. So I know my brother-in-law, he works, I don't know if my sister's watching, but he's brilliant with computers, so he can pivot his business towards, hey, I can help your staff set up a secure work from home, and I can help them with any technical problems virtually. All they have to do is give me whatever the code. So that's one type of kind of pain that they have. Another type of pain is us consumers, the consumers, us at home. There's a lot of things we can't get to. A lot of people are afraid to go shopping. They're afraid to be in contact with people. They're afraid to, although we have an abundance of fruit and veggies, but they want someone delivering things to them. There's the gym enthusiasts. Those people now suddenly need some guidance on how to do the body workouts, and I've seen a lot of gym trainers out there taking advantage of that, jumping, they're swimming, they're not sinking. So think about how you can adapt your business or your offering, or some of you might not have a business or offering, but this is a great opportunity for you to think about what is the biggest pain this demographic has, or this type of person has, or this type of business has, and how can I create an offering to help them.